Archangel Michael says, something unexpected has started unfolding in the background of your life, and it has everything to do with your presence, your name, and the way others have underestimated your energy. There is a group of people who once laughed behind closed doors, thinking you were out of the picture. But now, their laughter has turned to silence, and silence into disbelief, because the person they spoke about is rising. A conversation that was never meant to reach you has now looped back in divine circles. It wasn't just one person, it was a group, and they were sure you wouldn't make it this far. But something you did recently made them stop and freeze completely. One of their friends couldn't believe your transformation. They said your name in a shocked whisper, eyes wide, asking, "That's them?" That very sentence shifted the energy in the room. You've been watched longer than you realize. Observed in ways that weren't meant to honor you. But what was meant to pull you down is now elevating you. It's your glow that's become undeniable. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They thought you would break from pressure. They assumed the attacks, the isolation, the false rumors would bury you permanently. Instead, they became fertilizer for your growth. Their friends weren't ready for the version of you that walked into the room recently. You were calm. You were silent. But your silence was louder than their insults. One friend even told the one who once doubted you, "You messed up by letting them go." That admission shattered the wall of arrogance around them. For the first time, they were humbled. Now the story is turning. The person who once betrayed you can't stop defending you in front of their circle. That's the irony, they're protecting the very person they once tried to sabotage. Type Amen to get blessing 121. Archangel Michael says, you are stepping into an era where your energy will shift entire conversations. You won't need to speak a word, your presence will handle it. There will be no room left for pretenders to pretend anymore. The ones who mocked your struggles are now researching how you made it. They are typing your name in search engines, trying to understand where the shift began. It didn't begin with luck, it began with pain, prayer, and persistence. Someone's friend who once rolled their eyes at your name now keeps watching your every move. They're trying to copy your style, your words, even your light. But what they don't know is, your light isn't imitation, it's divine. The same ones who thought you were weak are secretly competing with you now. Every time they hear your name, they stiffen. They thought you were gone. You're not just back, you're leading. Type Amen to get blessing 442. There was a group chat where your name was once ridiculed. Now, in that same chat, screenshots of your accomplishments are being sent silently. And no one's laughing anymore. Someone's friend even admitted they had a dream about you. They saw you in a place of power, dressed in glory, surrounded by light. And when they woke up, they couldn't shake it. Your growth has become supernatural. You are no longer just a name. You are now a prophecy unfolding before their very eyes. The divine tables are turning fast. Some are even afraid to speak about you now. Because they've realized, everything spoken against you has backfired. Type Amen to get blessing 911. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. A man who once ignored your presence now tells people, I knew them before they blew up. The truth is, he never supported you. But now he needs to pretend he did. One woman tried to dismiss your success, but her best friend called her out. She said, "You were jealous then. And you're still jealous now." That shut the whole room down. What was once ignored is now celebrated. But not out of love, out of fear. They fear being left behind by the very person they underestimated. You've become the proof that divine justice is real. The next time they see you, they'll be frozen. Because you won't look like pain. You won't look like struggle. You'll look like answered prayers in human form. Type Amen to get blessing 2025. Archangel Michael says, don't lower your energy for the sake of those who never clapped for you. You've been promoted in the spirit realm. The divine has placed you in a different rank. There are people rewriting history around you. They're trying to insert themselves into your timeline as if they supported you all along. But you remember who was silent during your darkest days. Let them talk. Let them spin the story. You don't need to correct the narrative, your life is the correction. Someone who once lied on your name now can't sleep. Their friends are starting to realize you weren't the problem. They're realizing the snake was in their own circle. Type Amen to get blessing 555. You've grown in silence. You've evolved in secret. Now the reveal is unstoppable. Their friends were shocked not just by what you became, but by how little you needed them. Your independence exposed their dependency on drama. You didn't respond to their insults. That silence embarrassed them more than any clapback ever could. It revealed your power. Now someone from their circle wants to reach out to you. They're nervous. They're unsure how to approach. Because you've become untouchable. Type Amen to get blessing 777. There's even talk of you being offered a platform you once prayed for. Their friend is in that room. They see your name on the list. And they're stunned. You were the one they didn't believe in. Now you're the one being invited in. Destiny has a way of flipping scripts. Archangel Michael says, don't slow down. This season wasn't meant to be explained. It was meant to be witnessed. The friends who were shocked will stay shocked. Because this is just the beginning. What's coming next will silence even your deepest critics. Type Amen to get blessing 888. A photo of you was sent around recently. The reaction? No way, that's them. Someone even enlarged it to confirm it was really you. They couldn't believe the glow-up. One of their friends even whispered, they look like they've been chosen. That wasn't a compliment, that was a confession. They see it now. And someone is asking themselves daily, how did I let that person go? Their friends keep reminding them, you laughed. Now watch them lead. You are no longer the background character in their lives. You are now the headline, the main event, the light that can't be dimmed. Type Amen to get blessing 444. You survived what was meant to crush you. You outgrew the shade. Now even the sun looks up to you. They're watching from a distance. They won't come close. Because the same mouth that mocked you is too ashamed to speak to you now. A woman who spoke ill of you is being ignored by her own group. They saw how wrong she was about you. They're keeping their distance from her now. Someone is replaying the moment they lost you. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was quiet, and that's what's haunting them. Type Amen to get blessing 969. They had a plan to erase you, to overshadow you. But you became the sun in their sky. Archangel Michael says, your name is being spoken in rooms of power now. Not out of gossip. Out of recognition. They were shocked by your grace. Shocked by your strength. Shocked that you never bowed to their chaos. One of their closest friends even said, they were always the real one. That sentence undid every lie spoken against you. It became the truth that couldn't be buried. Type Amen to get blessing 111. The energy is changing. The whispers are shifting. You are no longer doubted. You are declared. Someone's friend is planning to meet you. They've watched you rise. And now they want to align themselves with your vision. But be careful, not every return is divine. Some are just guilt wrapped in flattery. Stay discerning. Still, you deserve this season. You earned this recognition. And the shock on their faces is just the beginning of what's to come. Type Amen to get blessing 313. You are being placed into spaces they said you'd never enter. The invitations are increasing. And the people who once laughed at you are asking to sit beside you. Their friends can't believe the person who was ignored is now in demand. You've become the proof that transformation isn't just possible, it's inevitable when destiny is involved. Your name alone is carrying weight now. And it's not just about appearances. Your energy is commanding. Your presence is shifting atmospheres. And the ones who thought they'd moved on without you are realizing, they left too soon. Type Amen to get blessing 646. One woman in their circle has started mimicking your every move. Your style, your words, even your gestures. But imitation is never transformation. They tried to copy the light without understanding the pain behind it. But you didn't just survive pain, you built from it. And now that foundation is unshakable. They've seen your photos. They've watched your growth in silence. And the whispers have started turning into admiration cloaked in envy. Someone from their group even tried to reach out anonymously. But they couldn't form the words. Because pride is a heavy chain when regret is loud. Type Amen to get blessing 727. You are not who they left behind. You are not who they tried to define. You've become someone even they don't recognize anymore. Archangel Michael says, there is a new light shining on you. A favor that cannot be blocked. A door that cannot be shut. They're watching how you move now. Carefully. Silently. With grace. They see that you're not bitter, you're focused. And that focus is what terrifies them the most. Because you're not seeking revenge. You're building legacy. And they were never part of that blueprint. Type Amen to get blessing 858. A recent conversation revealed more than they expected. One of their friends said, I think they were meant for something bigger all along. That truth silenced the lies. You weren't overlooked because you lacked value, you were hidden because you were sacred. And now the revealing is divine. Their eyes follow you now. Not with arrogance, but with awe. Because you've become unforgettable. One of their friends used to laugh the loudest. Now they've gone quiet. Because when you walked into the room, you didn't need to say a word, the room adjusted to you. Type Amen to get blessing 313. They didn't know that silence could speak volumes. They didn't expect you to evolve in secret. And they certainly didn't think the day would come when you would be the reason for someone else's nervous hands. There's a man watching you closely. Someone who once sided against you. But now, he can't help but admire the strength in your story. He even told one of his friends, "They're not like the rest." That statement traveled quickly, and now, even the ones who doubted you are becoming quiet observers. Your growth has become a mirror. And what they see in it is their own failure to believe in you. Type Amen to get blessing 505. The group that once cheered your downfall is now crumbling in confusion. They don't know how to approach you. They don't even know if they should try. You're not just glowing. You're guarded. Your soul knows what fake sounds like now. Someone is rehearsing an apology in their head, but can't send it. They think about you daily. They check your profile. They read your captions. And they're not just shocked, they're speechless. Archangel Michael says, your light will now speak for you. Your destiny will now defend you. And your elevation will now educate them. Type Amen to get blessing 616. You are standing in the aftermath of a silent war they didn't even know you were fighting. They thought the quiet was surrender. But it was preparation. And now, your footsteps echo in places your name was once mocked. This is the season where honor replaces humiliation. They say success is the best response, but yours is more than success. It's glory. And that glory cannot be duplicated. Every eye that once looked past you is now lingering. Every mouth that lied on you is now praising you in private. Type Amen to get blessing 727. Someone's friend is planning to meet you at an event soon. But they don't want to make it obvious. So they're pretending it's just coincidence. But heaven sees the heart. And truth recognizes truth. They know you're walking with favor now. They're scared that the person they tried to destroy now has the power to ignore them completely. That's not revenge. That's revelation. Let the ones who rejected you now witness your reward. Let the ones who doubted you now sit in your silence. Type Amen to get blessing 393. A silent follower from their group is preparing to speak up. They were once afraid to defend you. But now, they can't stay quiet. They've watched your resilience. They've seen you bloom where you weren't watered. And they are in awe. You are walking proof that being underestimated is not defeat, it's divine setup. And now the spotlight is yours. Archangel Michael says, stay grounded. Don't be distracted by the ones who suddenly want access. Their shock is not sincerity, it's survival. Type Amen to get blessing 919. There's a story being rewritten behind your back. One where they try to make themselves look innocent. But the truth is burning in the hearts of everyone who knows what really happened. And now, the ones who once believed the lies are asking questions. Watching you. Noticing the difference. You never had to defend yourself. You let God do it. And now, divine justice is undeniable. You're not just making progress. You're setting a divine example. And they're watching in silent reverence. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. This is the season where your name will be associated with power, not pain. With success, not struggle. With growth, not gossip. Let their shock continue. Let their friends continue whispering. Because every whisper is confirmation of your glow. You didn't seek this attention, it found you. Because heaven doesn't forget those who suffer in silence. Archangel Michael says, walk with confidence. Your past has no power over your future now. Your crown was always yours, it just took time to shine. Type Amen to get blessing 282. You didn't just rise. You ascended in a way that couldn't be stopped. The very same people who called you irrelevant are now updating their stories, hoping you'll see them again. One of their friends, who used to ignore your presence, is now viewing every story you post, every word you speak. They're searching for a crack in your confidence, but you've become too solid. You're unshakable. And someone else, someone who claimed they were never impressed by you, is now secretly using your name to gain favor in rooms you haven't even walked into yet. That's how powerful your name has become. They can't deny your light anymore. It's too loud. It's too real. And their only choice now is to adjust to it. Type Amen to get blessing 117. A silent apology is sitting in the hearts of many. But pride won't let them speak. So instead, they over-explain your success as luck. But it wasn't luck. It was divine. It was earned in nights they never saw, tears they never wiped, prayers they never heard. Archangel Michael says, their discomfort around you now is because your presence reminds them of what they lost. They didn't lose just you, they lost access to everything that's now attached to your spirit. And that's why they can't breathe easy anymore. Because every new success you walk into makes them relive the moment they doubted you. Type Amen to get blessing 272. One of their friends is developing an obsession. They replay your videos. Save your photos. Revisit your timeline. Trying to figure out how the person they judged turned out to be the one they now admire. They didn't expect you to become their inspiration. But you did. Not by trying. Simply by being who you truly are. You are no longer someone they can ignore. You are now someone they must consider. You've become a name that enters the room before you do. Every step you take is making history. The same people who once said, "You'll never make it," are now telling others, "We used to know them." Type Amen to get blessing 939. You were once the joke in their group. Now you're the goal. Quietly, they ask each other, "Have you seen them lately?" And the answer is always followed by silence and awe. You're not just changing your life, you're shifting generational energy. And the ripple is shaking the very ground that was once cursed against you. One of their friends, someone who never even spoke to you directly, is now dreaming about you. Spiritually, they're being reminded, you're chosen. You always were. Archangel Michael says, they mocked you for walking alone, but didn't realize that in that solitude, heaven was walking with you. Type Amen to get blessing 808. The elevation isn't slowing down. It's only just begun. And the shock waves will continue shaking the rooms they once felt safe in. Some of them are now trying to spiritually reconnect with you. Not because they're sorry, but because they sense the blessing over your life, and they want a piece of it. You're not petty. You're powerful. And that scares them more than anything. Now, they pretend not to see you, just so they don't have to confront what they lost when they let you go. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Someone from their group is on the verge of coming clean. The lies they once helped spread have now turned into guilt they can't shake. Your truth is haunting their conscience. They're starting to speak up for you in private. Saying things like, "We were wrong. We misjudged them. We lost a good one. And it's too late now. Your absence is louder than your presence ever was. And that absence is now a punishment they weren't prepared for." Every blessing you receive is echoing through their conversations like thunder. And the lightning hasn't even struck yet. Type Amen to get blessing 565. Archangel Michael says, do not look back. What you left behind has already begun crumbling. What you're walking into is divinely secured. You don't owe them explanations. You don't owe them access. You only owe yourself peace. Their friends are shocked because they didn't expect your silence to turn into strategy. But now they know, you were never silent out of weakness. You were silent because you were building. You've become unstoppable. Not because of validation, but because of obedience to your calling. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Their friends used to smirk when your name was mentioned. Now they pause. Now they listen. Now they watch. The same circles that once excluded you are now shifting uncomfortably whenever you are brought up. You don't even need to walk into the room for your name to start rearranging the energy inside it. They underestimated your silence. They mistook your kindness for weakness. They thought your quiet seasons meant failure. But heaven was preparing your divine reveal. One of their closest friends recently said, they were the real one all along. And when that truth slipped out, everyone fell quiet. Because deep down, they already knew. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Your glow is no longer hidden. The light you carry now makes others question their own darkness. That's why their friends can't stop talking about you. You've become the mirror they didn't ask to see. Archangel Michael says, don't return to fix what heaven has already separated you from. The exposure was necessary. The silence was required. The breakthrough is personal. They are watching how people now praise you for what they once mocked. The irony is thick in the air. But this is what divine justice looks like. They didn't just lose a connection. They lost access to the most powerful version of you. Type Amen to get blessing 313. There's a new person in their circle now. Someone who respects you. someone who never knew the past but only sees who you've become. And they are defending your name in places you've never been. You're now being spoken about with honor, not hate. Not because they changed, but because your growth forced the truth forward. A person from the past, who tried to replace you, is now watching the one they picked sink in shame. Because no copy could ever match your authenticity. One friend said, "You never see them coming, but once they arrive, you can't ignore them." That was about you. That was about your divine arrival. Type Amen to get blessing 252. They laughed when you started small. They dismissed your efforts. But now your name is being mentioned beside leaders, influencers, and decision-makers. And they're trying to keep up. They can't figure out how you rose without them. But that's the beauty of divine promotion, it needs no validation. Their friends used to scroll past your updates. Now they're sending your content in private DMs, asking each other, "How did this happen?" The answer is simple: God happened. Archangel Michael says, this is the season where your silence becomes your signature. Your grace becomes your response. And your fruit becomes your defense. Type Amen to get blessing 171. One of their old friends has started following you anonymously. They didn't want you to notice, but you did. And even in silence, you felt it, the shift, the pull, the recognition. You're inspiring people who don't even like you. Your light is healing people who once tried to dim you. That's the power of divine purpose. You are unbothered. You are untouchable. You are unfolding like a prophecy, and those who mocked your beginning are stunned at your becoming. This is only the beginning. And the more you rise, the more mouths will fall silent. Type Amen to get blessing 585. They tried to hide your name in rooms of influence. But now your name is being written in spaces they can't enter. Your destiny has outgrown their limitations. One friend from that circle is preparing to approach you again. Not with malice, but with awe. They never thought they'd admire someone they once judged. You've gone from misunderstood to magnificent. From overlooked to overwhelming. And they're seeing it now, in real time. Archangel Michael says, you are a divine earthquake, shaking everything they built on lies. What was hidden has now been revealed. Type Amen to get blessing 141. They are replaying conversations in their heads, trying to figure out where they went wrong. The truth is, they never supported you because they never understood you. But now they do. And that understanding is uncomfortable. Because it means they were wrong about you the entire time. Someone's friend has started copying your journey, trying to follow in your footsteps. But your path isn't found, it's assigned. And no matter how closely they walk behind you, they'll never get what's meant only for you. Type Amen to get blessing 300.